Hello, Namaste, my name's Katie and thank you all so much for joining me today. Today I've got a tutorial for you on arm balances. So arm balances are the thing I get asked for advice for on the most regularly, probably because I'm not genetically predisposed to an arm balance myself in account of my wee little girl arms. I have been able to do a few arm balances myself just through practice and technique, so I'll try and share those with you today and hopefully get you started on your arm balance journey. So the one I'm going to start with is going to be crow pose. So crow pose is where a lot of people start. It's not my favourite arm balance, but it is a good place to start. So with crow pose, what you want to do first of all is try and get comfortable crouching down on the mat. So come up onto your toes, feet just a few inches apart, and then try and get comfortable, like, you know, knees wide, and then start maybe pawing the ground a little bit. So by that I mean have your fingers nice and spread wide, palms flat on the floor, fingers slightly curled. That will allow you to correct your balance, and then just try and think about getting comfortable, like moving around in this kind of crouched position. And from there, what you're going to try and do is you want to try and create a large area of contact between your arms and your legs when you're just starting out. So if you have your knees up tucked as close to your armpits as you can and have your knees slightly wider than your shoulders in this sort of position, you're going to create a wider contact with your legs to your arms, and it's going to be a little bit easier for you to balance. So we'll start there. So as I say, get comfortable, come up onto the toes, move around, start thinking about shifting your centre of gravity forwards and backwards, and then when you're ready, crouch down as much as you can and just tuck the shins as close as you can into the armpits, and then curling the fingers a little bit, maybe lifting the bum up. Start thinking about shifting your body weight forwards and coming up onto your tippy toes. As you come up onto your toes, try and lift one toe at a time off the floor and get the feeling for how your balance changes. So let's try that now. Okay. One, and then the other, and the other. And if you start there for a while, then when you feel comfortable, making sure you're keeping your neck engaged and your head high, start thinking about trying to take both feet off the floor. One. And then just try and move slowly, tucking your knees, your feet as close to your glutes as you can, and slowly back down. With arm balances, it's very important to take your time and find that centre of gravity and think about how your weight is shifting forwards and backwards as you're balancing on your hands. Another way to do crow pose is to have the knees kind of directly into the armpits, so not wider. It's a little bit more difficult because you don't have as much contact, but the same rules apply. So keeping the neck engaged, coming up one at a time, and then very good. Next I'm going to show you flying turtle pose. So this is a pose I prefer. I feel a bit more comfortable in this pose. So what we're going to do from here, again, get comfortable, crouching down. The more you can shift your shoulders underneath your knees, the more comfortable you'll be and the more stable you'll be, because you'll have more contact between your knees and your arms, so you're engaging the core less. All arm balances do require engagement of the core, so you've got to think about that above anything else really, that you're crunching the core in, and that's where your strength is all coming from. So tuck those shoulders under the armpits and then come onto the hands, and then from there try and, with the fingers still spread really wide, try and walk the toes out, and then one at a time lifting them off the floor. Try and get your balance, and when you think you have it, bring both feet up. You can cross them over the other way, and then back down. From flying turtle, it's a good progression there to go into firefly pose. Firefly takes a little bit more strength in the legs to straighten them, but I'll just show you that now. So again, tucking your shoulders under your knees as much as you can, fingers nice and spread wide. Come up onto the feet together, sorry, up onto the hands, and then from there, very slowly engaging the core, straightening out the legs as much as you can. And then you're in firefly, and gently back down. Another lovely arm balance is elephant trunk pose. So in that one, it's similar to flying turtle and firefly pose, but you're only maneuvering one leg over your shoulder. So I'll start with my right leg. Both legs out. Start with my right leg. You should always do arm balances as well at the end of your practice when you're already warmed up, open the hips. Just try and stretch forwards a little bit over that straight leg, bring the bent leg in, and then from there, the further you can get the leg back and tucked over your shoulder, the better. It will still work if it's down here. It just means that you won't have as much support on your shoulder. The contact point will be smaller, so you'll take more strength to do, whereas if you tuck it all the way back, then it's resting on your shoulder and you don't have to hold that leg up as much. So there, keep both legs engaged, so strengthen both of those legs. Again, hands about as wide as shoulders, maybe slightly wider, nice wide fingers, and shift your body weight forward and lift up. And then you look like the trunk of an elephant. And lower back down. From there, it's a lovely time to take a nice compass or sundial stretch. If you want to just pull that leg up, it's a nice stretch, opening up side of the body. And we do the other side. So take that left leg this time, and stretch over that right leg a little bit more, and then take that, and as I said, try and push it back as far as you can. The further it gets back, the better. And then engage. So I don't just let the leg hang there. If you let it just hang, it will flop. So you try and engage those muscles. Open the chest as much as you can. Engage that bottom leg as well. And then from there, hands to the floor, push the floor away, and you've lifted up into elephant trunk. And down, and then from there again, sundial or compass pose. Right, those few poses are a really good place to start with arm balances. Please comment and let me know what you'd like to see next, and please subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.